What's going on, everybody? Back with another video today. In today's video, I want to go over some unique features / quirks / possibly unknown features about the C300. There are some cool things about this car that maybe not all of you know about, and I wanted to go over some of those features today. So let's start with number one. So the first cool feature that this car comes with is something called brake drying technology. What that means is when the roads are wet or it's snowing or it's raining outside, the brake will apply a certain amount of pressure onto the rotor to remove the wetness from that rotor. What that means is that it removes some of the wetness so that you are able to brake better and that you're not affected by the conditions of the environment. And it's noticeable because when you're driving around and it's actually raining, you'll notice that the brakes actually have a little bit more sensitivity. What that means is you can put on the brake pedal with a lot less pressure and you'll feel the brakes working, which means that the brake pads are actually a little bit closer to the rotor, which makes it better to brake. And that's awesome. I think it's a very cool feature and I've used it multiple times and it actually works, especially in Utah where it rains or snows probably 8 months, 9 months out of the year. The second cool feature about this car is it comes with something called the hold function. Now I'll show you what that means on the screen. Now as you can see on the screen, I'm going to come to a complete stop. And then if I do this with the brake pedal, you'll see a hold sign go up. And that hold means that the car is going to remain in drive, but it's not going to move because the hold function is enabled. And then as soon as I push on the gas pedal, as you can see, it relieves the hold function. So you activate the hold function by pushing down on the brake and then pushing it down again after you had a complete stop. And that's when the hold function will come up on the dashboard, and that's when you know it's activated. And it's very nice to use. It's very easy. You do have to be at a complete stop for it to start working. That way the car knows that you're trying to activate it. But once it's activated, it works very well, very seamlessly. And then as soon as you hit the gas, it releases the hold function. So it really just applies the parking brake and holds it there for a certain amount of time until you're ready to start moving. And it's a beautiful feature. I love using it. I use it at stoplights all the time. I use it on hills when I'm going to be accelerating, and I like it because it just makes it a lot easier. If I need to reach back to grab something in the back of my car, I put on the hold function without putting it in a park, and it just makes it really quickly to get out of it. So I use it probably on a daily basis, and I love the feature, and I don't think a lot of people know about it because they don't really explain it to you when you buy the car. And it's not like a button that you have on the dashboard that you can click. It really has to be kind of just through experience or through happenstance that you find that feature, which is what happened with me. Now, the third unique feature about this car is the navigation system. Now, my car does not come with a navigation system. I didn't opt for that feature because I wanted to save some money and I feel like phones have a better navigation system overall. But if I change my opinion at some point, there is an option in the glove compartment of the automobile where you can actually hook up a navigation system and upload the data into your system. So pretty much at any point, if you feel necessary, you can purchase a navigation system and easily retrofit your car to run that navigation system. And it's pretty cool because I think a lot of cars should come with this option of upgradability that this car comes with, but a lot of cars don't. So let me show you what it looks like in the glove compartment. So as you can see here, this is the about like 30 pin socket that your navigation system would plug into, and then you would automatically have navigation uploaded into your center display console. I think it's a very cool feature because very few cars come with this type of upgradability that you could just plug it in as long as you pay for it and you have navigation system. That's a very cool feature to have. Now, the fourth unique / quirky / cool feature about this car is actually the coffee cup on the dashboard. Now I'll explain what that is. So every time somebody gets into my car who's never been in my car before, never been in a C-Class before, I'd say within at least 10 minutes of being in the car with me, they will ask me, what is that coffee cup doing on the center of your dashboard screen? Like, what does that mean? Why is it there? And pretty much what that coffee cup is, and this is what it looks like. And there's that coffee cup right there. That is what they're talking about. Sometimes they'll even have like steam coming off of it, like it's a latte or just freshly made coffee that's been brewed in your car. Now, what that coffee cup is, it's an attention assist system. So what that means is if you're driving on the road for about 20 to 30 minutes and all of a sudden you start falling asleep, then the car should alert you by vibrating the wheel and letting you know that you are falling asleep and it's time to get some rest, hence the coffee cup. So you should pull over, get some coffee, or go and get some sleep. So now my car is not equipped with a blind spot assist or lane assist type of feature. It doesn't let me know if I'm veering off of the lane or anything like that, but it does know based on your driving habits. After about 20-30 minutes of driving for like the highway or something like that, the system turns on and it monitors how you are driving, whether you're making big swerves or not, because typically on the freeway, you're not going to be swerving in and out of traffic. It's not like you are in, the city streets where you're turning a lot. On the highway, you are pretty much going straight away. So the car knows if you're going to be turning the wheel a lot or if you're somewhat, jerking the motion of the wheel, and it will alert you by supposedly vibrating the wheel and letting you know what, you should pull over. It's time to get some sleep. It does this using cameras up near the rear view mirror that they have. There's cameras on the other side facing out towards the front of the vehicle, so it monitors the road, which is weird because they already have that in there, but they don't have something like lane keep assist or anything like that opted into this car. I think it was an option at the time when I was purchasing it. I didn't get that option, but it seems like this is almost like a half option that they included that halfway monitors the road, but at the same time doesn't actively let you know. It's more of a passive system that just in case of emergency is activated, which I think is a very cool feature. Luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had to use it yet, but it is a very cool feature this car comes with that will alert you if you are falling asleep on the road. And by that, it just alerts you because you've been veering left and right. And that's generally what happens when you fall asleep. You start moving the wheel in weird rotations, and that's how it knows that you're falling asleep. And it will supposedly vibrate the wheel, and then the coffee cup will actually light up, and it'll let you know that you should pull over and get a cup of coffee or get some sleep. You shouldn't be driving, which is a very cool feature. Now, the fifth and last cool feature I want to talk about today is actually the lumbar support for these seats. Now, I don't know if a lot of people who own this car know about the lumbar support because it's located in a weird area on the seat. It's not near the seat controls, and it's not somewhere in the middle where you would think. It's actually located on the bottom left-hand side of the seat, and the passenger seat is actually located in a different area. So the lumbar support is very nice because you can actually adjust the amount of air in the back portion of the seat, which can provide extra lumbar support or no lumbar support, but it's very nice and cushioning because you can use it depending on your body size. And that's what's wonderful about this car. And I think a lot of people don't know about this feature, but it's a very useful feature to use depending on whether you're taking it to the track or you're just doing a long road trip, or whatever needs you may have, depending on maybe you have a back issue at the day, or maybe you have a reason to sit a certain way. And it's nice because there's a lot of adjustability that you don't really necessarily get with other seats in different cars. And I think that's a cool feature that I wanted to point out. For the passenger side, it's actually located on the left-hand side with a little lever that you pull up and down that will adjust how far out and in it goes. On the driver's side, it's actually automatic, and you have the button that you push to expand or decrease the amount of lumbar in the backrest. But I think it's a really cool feature, and that's why I put it into the top 5 quirks and unique cool features about this car. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If you have any other questions, please let me know. There are a lot of cool, unique features about this car that I probably didn't go over today, but those are just some of the ones that came up into my head that maybe most of you don't know about, or maybe you have the car and you've seen it go off, but you don't know what that means. So I wanted to make that video for you guys. If you do own the car, the owner's manual goes in depth about everything. I know it's kind of boring to read through an owner's manual. Not for me, it isn't. Maybe for some of you, it is boring to read through an owner's manual. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. But any other questions you have about the car, if you own it, it is in the owner's manual. For those of you that don't own the car, feel free to comment. Let me know if there's any feature that you want more specification on, or maybe something that you thought the car had that I didn't mention. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.